couple of big companies finally ditching politics and getting back to what they do best. After years of anchors bashing Trump, ESPN's president says he's doing everything to just focus on sports. Quote, "Without question, our data tells us our fans do not want us to cover politics." Now, here are a few examples of why.
I think it was classless on the part of the president of the United States. It's disgraceful. It was classless. It was wrong to do. He could do better than that.
Do you still stand by what you said, and do you think that President Trump's supporters are white supremacists?
I still stand by what I said. I don't think that his supporters are white supremacists.
What is really going on in this country right now is the question, is the president above the law? Or do we have a king? And reasonable people all agree the answer is no to both those questions.
And Dunkin' Donuts is calling out rival Starbucks for pushing political agendas. A top executive reportedly saying, quote, "We aren't going to put stuff in our cups to start conversations. We don't want to engage you in political conversation. We want to get you in and out of our store in seconds. It's donuts and ice cream. Just be happy." All right, so Greg.
Yes.
I feel like sports is supposed to be a unifier. It's supposed to be the escape.
Yes.
So this completely makes sense.
Someone should write a song about this. Maybe call it "Shut Up About Politics." Hey, okay, politics is it was invented as its own standalone process to mitigate disputes without revolutions or violence. That's what politics was for. It was a cultural invention, meant for anything but within its political realm. So so for some reason it's been injected when the left made the politics personal, when that was their slogan in the 70s and 80s. Politics was able to spread into other areas like sports, music, and comedy. It's like injecting yoga into drag racing, and it's opened the gates to this infection, and there's a lot of consequences. People are now obsessed with identity politics instead of their own individuality. So now you're not a person, you're just a box. You know, you're a part of something. You're not you on campus. If you look at literature, if you look at speeches or instructions, politics, because it's seen as a tool, these things are seen as unfeasible because if they don't fit into the political package. And then entertainment becomes divisive, to your point. But see how crappy Jim Carrey's actual acting ability has become as he's devoted his time to hateful politics. Look at De Niro, who I said yesterday I absolutely adored until I heard him open his mouth for once without a script, and it's just like destroying to see this. It just wherever it goes, it hurts. Imagine if if we just decided to play like sand volleyball here for an hour. We don't do sports.
I want Emily on my team.
Yes.
And I feel like, Dana, part of it is that, which is what you're kind of alluding to, that viewers don't want to be surprised, right? They tune in, they want to have expectations in sort of the lane, right? So it's part of it that it was like, wait,
well, it's like you tune into certain things, and one of the great things about cable is that it gave you specific shows. Like some people like to watch Bravo, some people like Home and Garden TV, some people watch Fox News all day long, some people love their sports, and also you can flip around. It's also very true about politics infecting women's magazines.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Teen Vogue.
Unbelievable. That's been really
killed it. Killed Teen Vogue.
And team sports politics, like bringing sports into politics, has also been unattractive and not good. The thing that's been very interesting, though, over the last few years is that Fox News has been very impressed with my sports commentary.
That's true.
And has asked me to do more of it.
No, I don't believe that
so
for a second.
And Jesse, a part of this, I think, is that anchors, that brand is bigger than themselves in that moment, right? So you were saying they're putting themselves above the brand. And also, I think, and now I'm not really asking a question, but that just made me think about it, that I feel like there's a way to charge the population with being engaged. Like, politics is cool, and yes, like, be involved, but by being apolitical in terms of the actual issues, right?
I don't know what the question was, but I'm happy to respond.
Agree with me, right?
Oh,
So, yes, you're right, kid.
The CEO had a massive cocaine problem, and he got extorted by his dealer, and he let go of the ship for many, many years, and this was happening just as people were cutting their cable. They did not become the profit machine like they were supposed to for Disney, and they had to lay off hundreds and hundreds of people. The guy, Skipper, who I said had a massive cocaine problem, had to abruptly resign. Also stood up Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, while he was waiting for him in the jet on the runway after the ESPYs. So he was on, it was really bad. You don't do that.
He blamed it on the dealer, though.
That's right. So all these things are coalescing at the same time. They're not making as much money. And he's letting these anchors like Jamil Hill have a total free ride. She can go on Twitter, call the president of the United States a white supremacist, and then go do SportsCenter. Are you kidding me? The audience cannot read that on Twitter and then watch her face on TV doing the top 10 that week. They can't conceptualize it. They've lost track of their audience. Their audience is predominantly white males who probably support President Trump, and they let that audience totally go, and now they have to get back to basics, and that's what people want.
So since the new president has come in, like Jesse was saying, the revenue is up 6% for ESPN. So the statistics are kind of revealing exactly this, right? Do you agree?
No, I think this guy
He always leads the witness. It's very funny.
I think this new guy is simply being very politically correct, right? He's simply saying, I'd rather not talk about politics. But the reality is, I disagree with Greg so strongly. I mean, you go back to Jack Johnson. That's politics when you need a great white hope. You go back to Jesse Owens against Adolf Hitler. Hey, America said, you know what? This is proof you're racial superiority.
That's not politics. That's morality.
This is politics. This is Ali and Vietnam, and come forward to Nike and Colin Kaepernick. If you don't
not
cover
in the
this,
same breath,
because sports right now is a part of our American culture. It's a leading indicator of who we are and where we're going.
But you have to cover it in a balanced way and not through insults in the President of the United States.
It's the same thing with Dunkin' Donuts, which we mentioned at the top. I don't think Dunkin' Donuts cares anything about politics, either conservative or liberal. What they care about selling coffee. They see that Howard Schultz, the head of Starbucks, is running for president, and they're saying, hey, we're not running for anything, come buy our coffee. That's what they care about. And if you want to truly cover sports in America, you have to realize, hey, half of the Boston Red Sox who are black and Latino won't even go near the Trump
but you don't
White
want
House.
Rachel Maddow covering sports for you.
No,
That's
but
what
I'm
it
saying,
became.
but you can't say to people who are smart and who are in the world of sports, we don't want to ever hear what you think.
No, just do it respectfully.
In other words, be pro-Trump.
No, just do it balanced.
I see.
Also, with those businesses, that's elective. You can choose to get your coffee at Dunkin' versus Starbucks. You know that what's the ice cream, Ben & Jerry's, is super political, right? But for sports, you can't choose who's covering it. You can't choose.
You can click over to Fox Sports 1. They do a great job.
Yeah. Okay, so we have to go.